Mere feet from where the Georgia Dome stood and the Falcons played for a quarter century. We're looking at the team's home since the 2017 season, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Straight ahead is what should be a very entertaining matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Atlanta Falcons. Just about halfway through the season now. Still a lot of ball to be played as we're off in Week 8. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go. Ready?
Give now to the running back. I'd say the defense will take this today. They're across the line, handing them a loss. First play of the game. And it's not just some quarterbacks, Brock Hewitt, who got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
This is reeled in nicely downfield by Jones. He's going to have this down to the 42-yard line. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that is good enough for an Atlanta first down.
Ready? Liking 18.
Throwing off the play fake. Escapes the pocket. This one's going to hit the ground, incomplete. Looking for his running back there. Going to send him back to the drawing board now for 2nd down.
Kate, this quarterback gets out of the pocket, genuinely a coin toss whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
Let's go now. Let's go.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. It looks like he gained about 3 yards. It's also going to bring up 3rd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They'll throw, 3rd and long. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
Even the best of them can be hurried into a throw before they're ready, and that pressure just messed up all the timing, the rhythm, and the clock of the quarterback.
The Falcons getting ready for the punt. And this will put an end to the drive after it stalled out. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. Fair catch, hauled in at the 18-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. His first throw is an interception. And the Falcons get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Well, for their sake, partner, I sure hope the rest of their pass attempts this game go a whole lot better than that, because it is pretty clear this defense came to play.
And I can promise you this, Kate, nowhere on that opening script does the word interception ever appear. You never want to see an INT. They're going to have to flush it. That's key here for this quarterback in the offense. Got to flush that mistake and press on ahead.
Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Takes the 2nd down snap. Dumped off to his running back. Gain of about 8 here. Nice pickup, but he stopped a second before he can move those chains.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches.
Come on. Set. Pack the Cowboys. Ready.
Dropping back to throw. That heater is going to fall to the turf. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. So they're going to have to evaluate things now on 4th and short.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and incomplete.
They'll run for this. And this one's overwhelmed. They drive it backwards and off the field with this turnover on downs.
Well, a blitz on 4th down's a gutsy call, but it can work against a pass or a run. Good luck running for the sticks when you got a whole defense crashing you right off the snap.
All in left side. And he'll be brought down just as he gets it up to the 24. Offense getting set. Here's 1st and 10. At the shotgun, they'll give it to Achane. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop it behind the line. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you can put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and you couldn't do it.
And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Completed left side to Smith. And he's down after getting this up to the 41.
We give a lot of credit to receivers, and rightfully so, Kate, for them going into coverage and making a catch. I don't think we give enough credit to tight ends. I know they're big, I know they're physical, but to go into double coverage, take that contact, and cut away with the catch, that's a big-time effort.
Well, a lot of effort there, partner, but no results. He fought through that one stop, but only managed to get back to the line of scrimmage. We're down at 4 now. This is the 7th play in this drive. Back to throw now. Makes the catch. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. That play good for 17 and a first down.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
With Achane here out of the gun. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Some really good patience right there. It's hard to do for runners in this league because these holes close up so fast. But he was patient, he was explosive, and he got a nice little gain on the ground.
They're throwing it. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be brought down after a gain of 5, right up next to that line of gain.
It's a gain of 5.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Now he'll throw off the play fake. That's caught for the first. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. So that connection for a first will bring us to the end of the first. Couple of zeros on the board right now. We'll make our return to Mercedes-Benz Stadium after this. We're back for the second quarter. Dolphins in a real good spot to score. From the red zone now. He'll drop this down to Achane. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
2nd and 3 now. Here's Achane up the middle. And that 2nd down run is only going to manage a yard.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. On the move, headed right. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And they're staring at a 4th down now after that sack. So the Dolphins bringing out the field goal unit for a try here. This 32 yards out on the right hash. Sanders sends it through. And that will get them on the board.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10.
Here we go. 19 Lions. Gotta be Lions.
Now throw to start the drive. And this is lofted deep down the middle. That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons take the lead on the first play of the drive.
A receiver this skilled, well, he's got every route in his back pocket. But sometimes simple is better. No complicated cuts, no double moves. You just go run right by him.
That one splits the uprights. And the Falcons take a 4-point lead. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. The Dolphins in pretty good field position here as they come up 1st and 10. Back now, pressure coming. Look at that power, deep left side. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. He's going to be sent out of bounds on a play that sends them all the way down into the red zone. Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Dumps it off to his running back. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Dude, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. But one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get it.
And this finds him in the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins take a 2nd quarter lead. Quite the strike to his tight end, and the patience he showed waiting for that to break open. That was awesome, and it's rewarded with 6.
You know, it should be simple, Kate, right? In philosophy, it should be simple. Just plaster that big guy. Throw bodies at him in coverage, but stopping the tight end near the end zone is anything but simple with how deceptively good they are as route runners and finding that football when it arrives.
The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Good starting spot here for the Falcons, Brock. This is 1st and 10.
Cougars, let's go. Mustang 19. Trap 60. Trap 19 tight. 19 tight. Go.
Working now from the gun. And he put everything he's got behind it. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. They've got 2nd down.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered create on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Ready? 60 Eagles, 6 Cowboy 80.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they bring him down after what he thought was a great game, but officials are saying he had some extra help. They got a flag down. I think this might be a hold, partner. I'll take 2nd down behind the sticks now after that holding call.
Panther 11. Panther 6. Buffalo 18.
He's going to throw this one. Completed over the middle. And he's brought down after a short gain.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
65 catch, 60, Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Dragon 60.
Air it out on third. It's in or no, they dropped another one. Picks dropped on back-to-back plays, Brock. But it does force a fourth down. Pinion on now to send this away.
Devontae Smith on the return. The Dolphins take over 1st and 10.
First call here coming from the shotgun.
Let's go. Pack the 60, pack the 60. Let's go.
He'll throw from his end zone. Has him on the quick hitter. Now he's off up the left sideline. 40. Will they stop him? And he's all the way home. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins keep their drive alive and reach Pater one play later.
I've seen a lot of plays in the playbook. I don't think I've seen a play designated for a 98, 99-yard touchdown, but you will take it. The defense, they're over-aggressive, and the offense made a pay in a big-time way.
The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10.
70 Timberwolves.
They're going play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running with it. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
Pete, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But Annette's the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
Here we go. 70 Rangers, 70 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Ready?
Throwing now off the play action. Escapes the pocket. Ooh, and he is cracked at the tail end of that play. A good hit, but sure would have loved for it to have come earlier as he gets forward a bunch and gets him the first down. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that's a Falcon first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Buys time, rolling right. Going all the way to the end zone here. He's got it. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Come on, come on. Ready, ready?
They'll try and punch it in. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Falcons making a one-score game before halftime. Extra point by Cooley's up and good. And the Falcons cut it to a field goal game.
Falcons 14.
Raleigh set up and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. And he just sends this out and over the end zone. So no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive.
At their own 35-yard line.
Pretty good field position awaiting the Dolphins as they head up here, 1st and 10. They'll throw to begin this drive. Downfield, this finds Waddle. He's taken down, but not before he has this all the way to the opposing 40. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
It sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
It's Chan on the inside give. And he's going to have this one down to the 28. And it's a gain of 12 on that one. And that is the Dolphins' first down.
That's good for a Dolphins first down. A gain of 12. And the Dolphins first down.
Back to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Following the sack needs some positive yards here. It is second down and 18. Now they're going to throw out of the gun. It's this to Waddle over the middle. And he won't be able to add anything else onto the end of this catch, so it's going to be a completion to the 25. Miami calls a timeout here. It's second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Throw here, 3rd down. Throw right side, caught by Smith. And he's out of bounds on a gain that takes him into the red zone, Brock, inside the 15. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it's going to be first down, Miami.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line. Let's go.
From the red zone on first. He's got Smith again. He's out just before he can hit the end zone, but what a nice first and goal here from the 2.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
They got 3 tight ends on this first and goal, thinking run or play action. They'll go play action. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Well, he already has himself 1 interception in this game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse and sprinkle into your passing game, because if they become the norm and you're constant...
And this finds him in the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins will add to their lead at the end of the half. Extra point attempt coming from Sanders. The point after splits the upright. And the Dolphins make it a 10-point ball game.
24. Falcons 14.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Sanders now on the return. He stopped on the run back at the 27.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's make a play. Just another day at the office. Ready, ready.
One last play before the break.
Cowboy 80. 19 Lions. 19 Tigers.
Looking to throw. Escapes out to the left. Going deep down the left sideline. Intercepted in the end zone. And the Dolphins are stopped on that return. So that interception is going to be the final play of this opening half. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. The Dolphins in pretty good field position here as they come up 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. Finds him on the crossing route. Reaches the 40. Into the red zone. And he will take this across. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins grow the lead coming out of halftime. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
And wow, Brock, this one is no good. He has been automatic so far this season, but for the first time here, he whiffs on that extra point. The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. Has this at the 6. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
On the set.
Falcons getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10.
Trap 60, trap 60. Ready. Dragon, Viking 18.
They'll come out throwing. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's tackled downfield, but look back where that flag rests. Yep, we got a flag in the backfield. I don't think this one's going to stand. And holding penalty is going to make 1st down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out.
18 Cardinal, 8.
Takes the handoff. Now to throw. Forced out to his right. Finds a seam down the middle. And he gets this one up to the 40-yard line. Looking quickly here.
Falcons, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. 19 type, 19 type.
They'll throw it here on 1st. That's grabbed inside the 30. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
That is so much more the exception than the rule when you're targeting double or triple coverage. You may be fortunate to complete a fair number of those throws, but gains like that, those are rare, and that's big time.
To the line and set. Here we go, 1st down.
Set up. Cowboy 80.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. Rolling out to his left. Short pass caught by his tight end. He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. They gain 11 on that play, and that is good enough for Atlanta 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Go.
To the right and hauled in by Jones. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
Hey, you like these results on 1st. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd down. That playbook wide open.
2nd down, looking for options. He's got it. And in for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons start the second half with some needed points. So the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And he's brought down up at the 6-yard line.
Falcons 20.
That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchdown.
The 35-yard line.
Play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense. Hoping to help spring him for a bigger return, but he got caught, and it lessens the return instead. So they should be a little prompter in snapping this, you'd hope, Brock, after that delay of game. To the left side, it's pulled in by Waddle. And that's a nice chunk of yardage there. How about a 9-yard gain? It's going to be 2nd and 6.
That's really good instinct by the eyes up in the sky. The play caller seeing space on the perimeter, a well-timed screen, and a positive gain out of it.
This is 2nd and 6 coming up. Throwing now out of the shotgun. Short pass brought in. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First down from the 42. Back now, pressure coming. Caught, nice gain left side. And he's going to be stopped, but not before he gets it down to the 14. A 28-yard pickup there. And that is a Dolphins first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
They'll come up on 1st and 10. Here's Achane from the pistol. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8, second down.
Outbounds down at the 5-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Straight ahead, it's Brown. That's not the way you want to go. Wrong way there. The push sends him backwards to the 6. Their dominance against his ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
Third down run from Achane. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins make it a 16-point ball game. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out. And that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock, so they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. Good starting spot here for the Falcons, Brock. This is 1st and 10.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Come on, set. Dragon 60. Ready.
They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Lofts it deep right side. He's got it inside the 10. And they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal here from the 7.
Look at the touch he put on that throw down the field. That was a masterpiece. And he was the artist behind it, laying it in the perfect spot to create the big play.
Okay, ready?
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
Let's go now. 60 Bobcats. Let's go.
Looking inside the red zone. He's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. A 2nd touchdown through the air for him, Brock, and independent of the game situation, we both know he's going to be happy to leave the field with 2 of them in one game.
1 touchdown, you just might be right time, right place, but 2 touchdowns in a game is always about the preparation. The separation to the preparation. It's doing that work on the practice field and knowing before the game that when my number's called, I'm going to be there to deliver.
So
early movement in the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. All right, penalty pushes them back. They are still out there. They're going to try for 2. All right, they're going to throw for it. Chased out to his right. And he brings in the catch. Bold call to go for it after that penalty. But they come through and get the 2. So we've got ourselves a 9-point game now as they'll kick this off. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Pretty good field position awaiting the Dolphins as they head up here, 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with A-Chain. Looks like they're giving about 2 on the opening play of this drive.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that means 3rd down coming up.
Just cannot afford right here, Kate, to go 3 and out. Not when you watched your counterpart score a touchdown. Got to cling to that lead and find a way to convert this 3rd down. It's a big one. And cut off some of the mojo from the other side.
They'll air it out on 3rd. This one's caught. Smith has it. And he has it into the red zone as he reaches that 20-yard line.
Kate, that play so indicative of why tight ends in this league have become just an X factor. Right, they're big. They can block at the line of scrimmage. But the elite guys, well, they've got that speed, and they can take something short and make a difference with it down the field.
A-Chan, a 1st down carry. Well, he had to power through 1 tackle just to get back to the line that time.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain of play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. They'll work against the blitz. Into traffic, complete! And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal. Defenders in the area, they still make the connection, Brock. It almost looked like it was just another throw on the practice field.
Yeah, this is how you just develop that just trust factor, that connection. We see it with QBs and tight ends, and the best of them make it look easy.
Trying to run it in, A-Chan. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal. Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Kate, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
Yeah, good point, good point. He stays up. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And quickly, their chances at the end zone are running out, Brock. It's 3rd and goal.
It's double-edged sword. I totally understand. These quarterbacks today are so athletic, and they love to keep plays alive, but it can turn smaller losses into much bigger setbacks like we see yet again.
Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for 3rd and goal. Here he goes, 3rd and long. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that forces them to 4th and goal. Didn't see a whole lot of room to fit that pass in, Brock. Throwing into double coverage. How's Coach going to feel about that one?
Yeah, that's a no-no. Yeah, I experienced that as a player, and now as a coach, please don't do that again.
Sanders sends it through. And that grows their lead to 12.
Those 3 points could go a long way to securing this W. Makes it a lot more comfortable knowing the other side's got to score a couple touchdowns now. A touchdown to field goal's not going to get it done anymore.
The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line.
Ready.
The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10.
Tag.
They'll throw to begin this drive. Short pass caught by his tight end. And they're going to bring him him down just moments before he's able to break it across midfield.
First down.
Cougar 19.
First and 10
60
at
Bison.
the 49-yard
60
line.
Bison. Let go.
Working on first down. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Second down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass.
Let's go. 7. Panther 11. Panther 11.
I'll throw it. On the move, headed right. He's keeping it. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out.
It's a gain of 5.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
So now here's 3rd and 5.
65, Cat. 65.
Shotgun snap. They'll throw. Taking a chance to the end zone. And he makes the play. It's a touchdown. But hang on a second. I spy a flag out there, Brock. This could erase that score. You don't get too many plays of that size in a game, and that flag takes away one of them.
Ready up.
Backed up after that penalty. Misses 3rd down.
Get it. 60. Buffalo 18. Go.
3rd and long for him here. Has him on a quick hitter. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
A 10-yard gain, but it's 4th down.
60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
I got him, man. I got him. He's mine.
Get up.
Desperation time here. That one complete to Pitts. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. How about 19 yards on 4th down, partner? And the call to go for it pays off.
As a quarterback, you just know in that situation when you go for it on 4th down, it may mean sometimes thrown into double coverage. But if you're going to go for it, at least give your guy a shot to make a play. And against really long odds, he came up with a big-time catch.
18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
1st and 10, looking to throw. Quick slant into the hands of Mooney. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Offense is set. 1st and 10.
Street. Panther 60. Panther 60. Ready.
Now they're going to throw out of the gun. Jones reels it in. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Ready.
Ground on 1st and goal. And he won't get in. The daylight was there for just a second, but it closed just in time to keep him out. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal.
60 Bison.
So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards.
Here we go. Viking 18.
Trying to throw this from the gun. And he's got it. It's in close. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons now within 1 score in the 4th. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
Koo on now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Falcons trim the deficit down to 5.
40. Falcons 35.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. And he just sends this out and over the end zone. So no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive.
Their own 35-yard line.
The Dolphins in pretty good field position here as they come up 1st and 10. Now Achane. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
Throwing it on 2nd down. Completed left side to Smith. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. So a timeout comes in. It looks like the defense using its first stops this game as we get close to our 2-minute warning. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Within 5 on the play. And it's going to be 1st down Miami. That's the 2-minute warning here from Atlanta. Dolphins leading by 5. Ball's on the 48. Here we go. 1st down. Back to throw. Complete out to the right. And that should clinch the win for the Dolphins. That's enough for a 1st down. So after the 2-minute warning, another stoppage here. The defense is calling time. 1:55 to go.
1st and 10.
We've set it down from the 37. Here's Achane. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Okay, the 2-yard run on 1st down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. You're going to have to pick up the pace.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. They're going to pass it here. Short pass brought in. He's out in the clear. And he will take this across. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins make it a 2-possession game here in the 4th. So that should be the one that does it, Brock. A big one late that puts them up here 2 scores.
What a complete performance overall. The clock where it is and where it stands right now, Kate, that should be the capper. And that is so satisfying as an offense to go up 2 scores.
Extra point attempt coming from Sanders. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Dolphins push the lead up to 12.
37. Falcons 35.
The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. Sanders now on the return. Showing a little burst so far. Makes it up to the 37 as he's tackled.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
Good starting spot here for the Falcons, Brock. This is 1st and 10.
Get it! 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready.
They'll throw to start the drive. Throwing the out route complete. And they're going to get to him right along that midfield strike block as he's sent out. Give him 13 on that play. And that's a Falcon first down.
You want to start a good debate sometime, Kate? Go in an NFL locker room and ask which position is the best athlete. The big guys, the left tackles will tell you it's them. The corners will tell you it's them. But I'll tell you what, these tight ends of today, the way they can run and break tackles and get in the open field, they truly are some of the best athletes on the team.
60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
Looking now from the gun. Mooney downfield, and he has it. This is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with first and goal. Now the Falcons trying to get everyone up and set here.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
In the red zone on first. Little off center. His man just couldn't adjust to it.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after the incomplete pass, here's second and goal.
79 Brock. Hello. Ready.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's got it. And he hits the end zone. Touchdown. I hope nobody left early, Brock, because we have still got a game. 3 touchdown catches in one game is rare air, Brock. Safe to say most guys who retire can name every time they did that here in the NFL.
Yeah, I hope he remembers it, but also remember this. Receivers, they're a dependent position. They're dependent on the guys doing their job up front. They're dependent on the quarterback putting it on the spot. And usually, when you reach a milestone like this, you love to share it with everybody else. And my guess, especially if they could find a way to win this one, is this receiver will celebrate it with all of his guys.
Will line up
Cougar
for the
19.
2-point conversion.
Here he is to throw. And the pass succeeds. A little momentum builder as they try to dig into this deficit. They get the 2 out of it, partner. Nicely done. But into double coverage. Felt like they kind of got away with one there.
That is a quarterback's best friend. I can't tell you how many times your players, your teammates, your offensive skill guys around you come back to huddle. Just say, give me a chance. Please, just give me a chance. Throw it up. I'll make you look good. And he did right there.
So with 35 seconds left, no question about it. They've got to find a way to recover this kick. I think the Falcons got that one back. Oh, they did! Okay, they pulled it off. Now they have one final gasp. Either get into the end zone or leave here with the L.
How many times do we see these teams at this point of desperation late in the game needing a kick and not get it? So nice to see one of them actually rewarded with all that effort. Now it comes down to the execution of this offense. Can they do what their special teams just did and go execute, score a touchdown, and find a way to win?
All moved by Mooney, left side. And they get him out just before he can move those chains, partner. It's a gain of 9 on first down.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
He'll look to throw it. He's got London left side. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. The Falcons take a timeout to their final one. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Time not on their side here as they get set for first down. No timeouts remaining either.
70, 19, 18, Pioneer.
Back to throw. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. And it'll be first and goal. Stop is made at the 5-yard line.
That's another Falcons first down. First and goal.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were.
And he's got it. He pulls in a game-winning touchdown with almost no time left. Clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minute.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them. And, Kate, they cashed in when it really mattered.
Pretty important PAT here, Brock, to make it a field goal game. And he shakes out the pressure to nail the point after, and now an opposing field goal would only tie this game.
Falcons 47.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. And this is going to be a touchback, Brock, so we'll see what they decide to do with the final seconds they've got left here.
At their own 35-yard line.
Pretty good field position awaiting the Dolphins as they head up here, 1st and 10.
Here we go, set.
Setting up to pass. Smith brings in another one. 1 final seconds on that clock. There's a timeout. We'll have to wait just a touch longer to close this one out.
And the Dolphins
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum to keep that defense on its heels.
first down Dolphins.
Here he goes, one final shot. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So the Falcons defend their building and take the win at home.